Simple concepts lang. Pero from the last session, alam ko na medyo nadaanan na or pakapewan na natin si state management kasi we've handled variable. So basically, ganun lang talaga siya. For structs naman, so parang it's a structure in Solidity. So para siyang custom data type that groups together related variables. So think of it as like a class or record in other languages, IOOP-based languages. But except with the key difference of it having or not having methods. Kasi diba, in other languages, ang class or record, aside from having its own group of variables or data types, meron siyang methods. So parang object methods, ganun. That you could call per object. Pero dito sa Solidity, struct is a similar structure to objects, ganun nga, without the methods. Wala siyang functions. So it's just para siyang, just a group of data, or data types, parang group of variables. So ganun lang si structs. So it's a straightforward concept. So we'll be discussing our coding using structs later on. So for state management naman in Solidity, so para siyang state management in general refers to how data is stored, updated, and accessed on the parang general program. Pero in this case, dito sa atin, sa session natin, or in blockchain, so state management refers to it's exactly the same, how data stored is updated, accessed, and updated on the blockchain naman. So hindi siya, usually we handle with databases, ganun, di ba? So dito naman, state management refers to storing, updating, and accessing data on the blockchain. So sa Solidity, meron two primary types of data. So meron tayong state variables at the same time memory variables. So last time, di ba, dun sa functions example natin, meron tayong we've constantly declaring a variable na parang integer, di ba? So yun, that's one example of state variables. So ang key difference ng state variables from memory variables is that state variables are stored on the blockchain. It's persistent and immutable. So it's also defined outside the functions. And siguro ang key difference nun, or key difference nun is it costs gas to update. While memory variables is the exact opposite. It's temporary, meaning it's not stored on chain. It exists only during function execution. And may keyword na ginagamit doon to declare it as a memory variable to separate it from being identified as a state variable. So siguro we'll get variables out of the way muna. We'll create a new file or new smart contract. Let's name it variables.sol. I think medyo malit. So let's zoom in on our IDE. So yung mga standard, let's not forget yung license identifier natin, then Solidity compiler version. Pagawa tayo ng smart contract natin. Let's name it, simple storage. So dito, declare tayo ng ano natin, state variables. Okay, comment tayo so we could identify them. So it's not as different nung sa mga ginawa natin last session. This time, mag-declare ako ng UN256. Let's set it to public. So ma-access siya ng everyone or can be viewed by everyone or in other contracts. Just for the sake of this example. So let's say UN public, ano ba pwedeng pangalan? Gawin natin siyang count. Then gawa rin tayo ng string. So let's also make it as public. Ano nang pinag-isipan niya variable name ng words. Kaya na ako mag-name ng variables. Lalo na pag walang documented naming convention for any workspaces. Anyway, so ayun. So yan, meron na tayong two state variables. Yan, say variables na yung tao dyan. So siguro gawa tayo ng functions natin. functions, let's say, ang purpose ng function na gagawin natin is to set values or assign values dun sa state variables natin. So we'll be assigning values to count and words. So to do that, let's create a function that accepts fields. So first, syempre, yung string natin. Gawin natin siyang... Yan, let's name it as text. Then the other one is uint256 underscore number. Then let's add our modifiers, make sure na external. Kailangan iniisip ko yung methods to nalalagay natin dyan. So gawin natin, let's do two methods. So let's assign the values or yung inaccept na value ng function to our state variables. So count is equal to underscore number. Then words is equal to underscore ano pangalan ng text. So that should be it for a set value function. So any idea bakit may prefix yung parang variable name dito? Say yung underscore text and yung underscore number. Anyone? Wild guess, wild guess. Private question mark. Okay. That's close. That's close. Pointer. Medyo malayo. Ownership. I mean, ownership, private. A bit warm, a bit warm. Params. A bit cold to avoid confusion from state variables. Ayun na yan, medyo malapit to avoid confusion. Okay. So kanina earlier, we've mentioned na we have two types of variables for state management. So we have state variables and yung counterpart niya, which is memory variables. So dito naman, diba, we've mentioned kanina that memory variables are temporary, not stored on chain, and exist only during function execution. So dito na yung pag-declare or initiate ng memory variables is through the use of lalagyan mo siya ng prefix of underscore. So in this case, or kahit actually hindi underscore, yun nga, kanina someone mentioned na it's parang to avoid confusion from state variables. So generally, yun nga, state variables are those variables that exist within a function only. So dito, naglagay lang tayo ng underscore just to differentiate it from state variable. So in this case, it's tawag dito, assigned as memory variables. Pero may kulang dito. Could anyone point out or guess ano may kulang dito sa pag-declare natin ng memory variables?
Yung ano po, public po. O private.
Okay na yun kasi here dito meron tayong we've declared it as external. So pag dineclare natin siya as external yung function, tawag dito. If you've declared it as external, it can be called from outside the contract. So parang in a way, public na siya. Ayun, string memory. Kasi syempre, diba kanina, we've mentioned na to declare memory variables, kasi tatlo lang yung main point natin with memory variables. In order to declare it or para identify memory variables, ito yung syntax na we would follow. For example, gagawa tayo ng function that uses memory variables or variables that are local only to that function. So, comment natin to. And so we have sharp listeners here. So kung mag-declare tayo, for example, ng function that takes or meron siyang field na string, so de-declare natin yung variable type, then we declare it as a memory variable. So meron siyang, aside from having a prefix of underscore for naming conventions, dinedeclare natin din siya as memory through the use of, just declaring it as memory, the use of the word memory. So for example, yan. Actually, sige, change natin to public para later on wala tayong issue with ABI Ninja. So ayan. So in this case, variable name or yung initiate natin variable, it exists only for the function call. So nag-exist lang siya upon calling the function. For example, pag hindi kinocall yung function, hindi siya found anywhere within the smart contract or can't be accessed by other functions within the smart contract or other contracts in general kasi it doesn't exist. Nag-exist lang siya pag nakakall yung function that it is home to. Ganun. So in this case, sige, lagyan natin ng memory. And yan. Okay, so next na function na gagawin natin is, diba may pangsulat na tayo. We have functions to set values. Next, kuha tayo ng functions to read or get yung ano. So, function get values. So, for this function, wala siyang parameter. Gawin lang natin siyang external. Actually, let's set two functions for two different values. So, get value of count. So, for this one, it's external view only. So, para siyang read function lang or is recognized as view function. Then let's make sure that it returns only or set it as a function that returns only a uint256. Let's open and close the function. So, lagyan lang tayo ng simple na gawin natin siyang return count. Ganyan lang. So, tas duplicate natin tong function. Let's change this name. Gawin natin siyang words. Return value of words. External view returns only string. Then return words. Okay, so meron na tayong function to set values, meron na tayong function to return or retrieve values. I think we're all set. Double check lang natin para hindi sa yung gas fee. Okay. So to check this, siguro para masanay kayo with deploying things, let's do practice natin yan. So of course, to deploy smart contracts, ang kailangan natin dyan yung contract name. And then pupunta tayo dito sa deploy scripts natin. Deploy scripts, yan. So meron naman tayong boilerplate for that. Change nyo lang yung name ng contract name here. Don't forget to save. Then, ang command natin for this is, run lang natin yung deploy script natin. So, the command for that is hard hat run, then yung location ng script na gusto mong run. In this case, it's /scripts/ deploy.js. So, syempre, that command accepts, tawag dito, meron siyang flag. Kailangan mong declare kung ano yung network, kung saan siya de-deploy. In this case, dun sa config natin, ang pangalan ng network sa configurations is Basepolia. Okay, may error daw siya. So, control-click natin to. So, it leads to here. Ito, hindi siya na-comment. Pero anyway, sige. Pwede naman natin delete lang yan. Control-S lang natin. Then, let's rerun the program. Ay, command again. Okay, compilation failed. Data location must be memory or create call data. Where? Okay. Ay, marami dito, dalawa. Okay. Data location can only be specified for array, struct, or mapping types, but memory was given. Try natin to, call data. But I don't recall needing memory here. Get value of words. Default na ba siya pag given 256? Anyway, sorry. We're encountering errors I'm not familiar with. Ayan, wait lang natin na i-return niya yung deployed contract. Then punta tayo to ABI Ninja. ABI.ninja. Again, for ABI Ninja, lagyan lang natin yung contract address. Set natin yung network kung saan naka-deploy. Tapos automatic niya ma-recognize. So to get the artifacts, put tayo dito, or yung ABI rather, artifacts, tapos, ano pangalan ano natin? Contract, bank dot. Nope. Oops. It's variable, that's all. So punta tayo dito sa simple storage. Then, shoot natin. So meron tayong functions. Ito, isa lang naman siya, si set value. Tapos meron tayong to read functions. So for example, dito sa set value, lagay na natin, connect na tayo ng wallet. Double check natin, burner 1. Yep, tama naman. Check natin if may balance si burner 1. Meron. So, what's today's date? 0502. 0502. So, send through natin. Ayan. So, auto-update siya. Actually, yay, ABI Ninja. Kasi may mga times na medyo buggy or parang ABI Ninja doesn't parang work as intended. Pero this time, generous sa atin si ABI Ninja and RNG Gods. So count and value, ayun na. So nare-return yung both values at the same time. Yan. So ganun lang yung paggamit ng memory tsaka state variables. So with memory and state variables out of the way, good sa tayo dyan. Ngayon, gawa tayo ng example regarding structs. Pwede patingin ulit sa deploy.js. Okay. How are you on time? 8:32. Okay, we're good. So, and if you could screenshot it real quick, give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ayan, I think that should suffice. So, gawa tayo bagong smart contract. Structs, that's all. So, this time naman, gagamit tayo ng structs. So, gawin natin yung basics. Don't forget your license identifier and Solidity compiler version. Gawa tayong contract. Gawin natin siyang structs example. So, open natin. So, in this case, ang structure or ang syntax ng struct or pag-declare ng isang struct, ganito lang. Struct, then struct name, then open close parenthesis. Yan na. So, dito sa loob, pwede ka na mag-declare ng mga variables or yung set of data types that involves yung structure na ginawa mo. Ako ng practical na struct person. Tapos ano bang data types that involves a person? So let's say for biometrics or physical characteristics, sabihin natin ano siya, syempre nandun yung height ng person. So uint yan, height. Or at least para sa akin, uint in centimeters, ganun. Meron din siyang string, of course, yung name ng person and so on. Another uint, age naman, ganun. Actually, sige, ito na yung gamitin natin example. Ayan. So, ano ba bang pwedeng data type? Siguro yan muna. Gawin natin siyang person. So, ayan, okay na. Complete na yung structure. So, yun nga, similar to siya to objects in other languages. So, in that regards, to call upon a struct or parang to have an instantiation ng struct mo, ganito lang din yung gagamitin natin. So, call upon the struct, or in this case, yung pangalan person, then let's set it as to public para lang ma-view. Then, in this case, lagay mo person 1. Yan. Ganun na siya. So, yan, pangalan lang yan ng struct na instantiate mo, yung person 1. I've named the instantiation of that struct as person 1. So, ano bang pwedeng gawin dito sa struct natin? Siguro, gawa tayong function that sets yung values ng struct natin. Wait lang. Ano bang pwedeng gawin? Create. Pwede tayo mag-create ng function to read and write. Ganun lang din. Sige. Para makapag-practice rin tayo ng state management. So function set person data. Ano yung data natin? Uint, gawa lang tayo uint 256. Then height. Then string. Then another uint 256. Let's name it as set age. Tapos set lang natin as public ang ating function. So, gagawin lang dyan yung pangalan ng struct natin or in-instantiate natin struct. Person is equal to, then call upon your structure, person, then in order. Lagyan mo lang dyan si set height, si set name, then si set age. Asan? Okay na siya. Tapos gawa tayo ng function to read data from the struct. So, function get person data. So, let's make it public. Let's make it view only or parang read only. Then make sure it returns yung pangalan natin dito. Height, name, age. Wait. It returns data type pala to, sorry. Fields nga pala siya. So it returns uint256. It returns string, and then it returns another uint256. So dyan, okay. Ba't ilagay ako ng semicolon dun? Halatang pagod na. Pagpasensyahan nyo na. Okay. Then, the method to return or pass niya yung data sa atin. Return. So, similar to other objects, parang yung dito? Instantiation, name na instantiation ng object or ng struct. Then, yung instead of method, dito naman data type. So, ang syntax nun is something like this. So, for example, ang struct na pangalan natin person 1. So, gusto mong i-return yung name ni person 1. So, ito lang yung gagamitin mo to access that value. So, in this case, person 1 dot tapos kung ano yung variable na gusto mong palabasin. So, in this case, for example, gusto natin palabasin yung age. Yan, ganyan lang age. Pero in this case, sa atin, i-return natin height, name, age. So, person 1 dot height, nauna yung height no, kasi sa name and age. Person 1 dot age, then person 1 height, age, name. Then, semicolon. uint256 to height, string, baliktad. String, uint256, uint256. Okay, that should be all good. Review natin top to bottom. So, pangalan ng smart contract natin, struct, name person, 3 fields, 3 values, height, name, age, uint256 to height. Okay, that checks out. I-instantiate tayo ng ng struct natin. Sorry. So our struct is person. We set it as public. So it has instantiation of that struct is named person1. So dito sa function natin is to set yung values for fields dun sa struct natin. So in this case, our function accepts un256, a height, a string, nameset name, un256, nameset age. So call natin yung instantiated struct natin, name person1. Call natin yung struct natin to set height. Ayan, set height, set name, set age. Ayun, okay. So function, get person data. Ginawa natin siya public, view, then returns only, colon na S, returns. UN256 paired with height, string with name, 256 with age. Okay, so that all checks out. Since di naman tayo na hirap sa test tokens, deploy natin siya. So again, kukunin natin yung smart contract name. Let's go to our deploy script, update lang natin. Then run the same command. npx run, yung script na gusto mong i-run. Then may flag siya na network, just to indicate which network you'd like to deploy. Andito ba si sir nung nakaraan na nagtanong yung, ang tawag dito? Paano nagta-translate from other chains to from base, for example, gusto niya mag-deploy sa other EVM chain. Okay, wala siya. Pero to answer his question nung nakaraan, for those na nandun sa session, sometimes, madali lang mag-switch ng chain kung gusto mong deploy. For example, yan, change lang natin kung anong network kung saan mag-deploy. So in this case, sa base Sepolia tayo mag-deploy. Pero if gusto nyo mag-deploy on other chains, for example, ayaw magbanggit ng brand, basta other chains, ito, hanapin nyo lang yung URL nung network nila, then yung chain ID. Tapos, yan, it's as simple as that. Pwede mo na siyang deploy on other chains or other networks. So, since EVM naman silang lahat, so lahat naman ng tawag dito, wala siyang pinagkaiba since they do use the same language and the same bytecode. So you could use, for example, itong smart contract na ginawa ko, pwede siyang deploy on other EVM chains without worrying of translating it. Ganun. So, direct siya actually. Ay, hala. Oops. Napakita ko na naman yung pangs. That's all. Anyway. So, asan tayo? Structs. Deploy natin structs. Compilation failed. Okay, anong error natin? Call data. Okay. So, for some reason, nire-require niya ako na iset as memory variable C string while not requiring it with other UN. Siguro, something worth investigating. Hindi ko na save. Ito, get person data. So same here. So pull up tayo ulit ng ABI Ninja. Then set it to base Sepolia. Ayan natin yung contract address natin. Then yung ABI. So again, yung ABI dito siya sa artifacts, contracts, and then yun? Pangalan, structs, that's all. So ito medyo mahaba yung ABI this time. Siguro to avoid scrolling yan, minimize nyo lang. Tapos copy-paste nyo lang yung JSON. Go back here, and kaka-copy-paste naman siya na buo. So import ABI. Tama ba ABI? Tama na. Set person data. You can see here. So connect tayo ng wallet. Connect lang natin si burner1. So yan, med null pa yung data. Kunin natin yung function natin. So gawin natin, set height natin. Bang 170 lang pala, walang CM. CUNT lang siya. name, age, send natin. Contract function, set person data reverted. Hala, ito na naman tayo. Hirap tayo kay ABI Ninja. Review nga natin yung contracts and person. Ba siya nag-revert? So sabi, yung error natin, para siyang, pag sinabi sa revert, parang, tawag dito, the data it's trying to access doesn't exist. Pero, yung set person data natin, ito po, wait lang, resolve natin. Kasi yung get, wait lang, ano yung nag-revert? Kasi pag set person data, might try to access, it's trying to access something invalid or make assumptions. So lang, try lang natin. Kasi baka mamaya nagtawag na siya ng, tinawag niya na yung get person data kahit hindi pa natin sineset. So I think we might need a constructor function para makapag-set na ng data instead of having to. So feel kami mali sa approach natin. So para kailangan that may constructor function to fill in data, parang lagyan lang ng filler data or parang placeholder for the data para hindi siya mag-revert as to parang, kasi parang null, yun yung parang inaalma niya na, okay, invalid yung, wala akong nakukuha ng data, ganun. So nagka-fail yung pag-fetch. So siguro parang necessary na lagyan ng placeholder via constructor para pag-deploy nung contract natin, maglalagay siya ng placeholder values. Then, gagawa tayo ng function to update the values nung struct na yun. Tapos, tsaka tayo makapag-freely set and read nung ano. Sige, anyway, check muna natin to. Sunod dyan, structs. I need the ABI again. I know, for now, hindi siya nagre-revert. Ay, wait lang. Hala. Bakit si Banks? Ako, ilang beses ko na siyang napa-flash. Same contract address, different ABI yung nalagay ko. Ay, ano ba? Pagpasensyahan nyo na. Medyo pagod na. Ibang ABI yung nalalagay ko. Ayan, set person data. Hindi pa siya nag-revert. So, habang hindi pa siya nag-revert, lagyan na natin ng data. Ay, hala, kailangan ko mag-connect. Ay, no, nagre-revert siya. Kasi for some reason, kino-call niya agad eh. So, try ulit natin mabilisan. Kasi ayoko umulit gumawa ng construction function tapos ganoon ulit. Height, string, height, send. Nag-revert siya, hindi siya send. Okay, so ganun niya, kailangan niya approach. Kailangan natin gumawa ng construction function tapos update natin yung values. How are we on time? 8:50. Ayun, ito naman. Loading siya. Yan. The contract function, get person data is reverted. Kasi, so ito, get person data reverted makes sense. Kasi, dito sa smart contract natin, sa structs natin, ayun, wala naman nakaset set na data for person yun. So dito, ito, sa set person data, I'm not sure bakit siya nagre-revert kasi ano siya eh, parang function to write, not read. Sige nga, try natin, gawa tayo constructor. Dun-dun-dun. Constructor. Wait lang. Galing kasi sa boilerplate yan eh. Tapos dito na tayo mag-initiate ng ano natin. Person, set it to public. Then, same it as personal. So, gawa tayo ng ano. Parang placeholder value lang. Para hindi siya mag-revert. Okay, let's redeploy. Wait. Expected but got public. Naglo-load ang aking utak. Hindi ko ba pwede mag-instantiate and ano? Baka hindi nga. Okay, anyway. Let's see if magre-revert siya. Hopefully hindi mag-revert. Wait natin to. Contract function return the data. Ay, nagre-return na siya ng no data. So try natin mag-move forward. Tingnan natin kung magre-revert pa rin. Set person, height. Wrong net. Work. We are on baseball, yeah. Ayan, okay, success. Nag-okay yung filler data natin. Yan, pakita si person 100. So kailangan niya, para hindi siya mag-revert, kailangan kahit paano may failure or hindi null. So connect natin yung MetaMask wallet natin. Burner 1, set person data. 1, 2, 3, name. Then 1, 2, 3 ulit. But for some reason, persistent yung error na yun. Nakaset naman siya to baseball, yeah. Ayan, okay. So ayan. Okay na siya. Nag-adjust na. So nakapag-set tayo ng nakapag-update pala rather ng value ng isang struct or values within a specific struct or instantiation ng isang struct. Then nakapag-return tayo. So ito, through the use of function at the same time. Dahil sinet natin as public yung ano natin, yung struct na yun, nakaset as public person 1. Automatic na nade-detect siya once sinascan yung contract natin. Pero at the same time, ayun, pwede naman din siyang i-read through custom functions. In this case, yung get person data natin. Ayun, so any questions so far? Version, I don't think. Siguro, kasi nung later on, earlier sa nag-set tayo ng construction function to fill in values for person 1. Kasi kanina, nung wala si construction function na to, nag-instantiate tayo ng isang struct. So, name person 1. So, si person 1, nung skinascan yung contract or yung struct, wala siyang pwedeng maiba to na data. So, nagre-revert. Or at least, that's what I think what happened. So, height or name age nung struct, walang value. So, meron lang siyang field, pero empty. Pero nung naglagay na tayo ng constructor function to set placeholder values, kanina, ang value na to is 10, 0, non-zero, right? Tapos nung nag-update ako, tsaka lang siya nagkaroon ng data na Pero hindi siya nag-revert or nag-bounce back. Especially yung set person data natin, hindi siya nag-revert kasi may parang placeholder or may laman yung fields na yun na pwede niyang i-return even though wala pa tayong sineset. Dahil nga, meron tayong constructor function. Again, to review for last session, our construction function is a special function that runs only once and upon deployment ng smart contract. So pag ka-deploy natin ng smart contract, naglagay tayo ng placeholder values dun sa fields ni person 1 yung struct natin. So, kahit wala pa tayong nilalagay, dahil may constructor function tayo, may na-read na siyang value. So, hindi na siya nag-revert. So, usually okay naman yun. Pero, syempre, may gamit tayong GUI na hindi natin sariling gawa. Medyo nag-error siya. Pero for example, if magte-test tayo to scripts just like last time, instead of relying on GUI, hindi siya mag-bounce back na parang revert, ganun. Ayun, any questions? Sir, tonight din po ba magagawa yung repo for today's lesson? Hopefully. Pero sige, for tonight, habang wala pa yung repo, i-drop ko lahat ng scripts, lahat ng contracts dito sa Discord natin, sa Discord. So, pwede nyong copy-paste diretso. Mag-include rin ako ng notes. Ito include the commands kung paano mag-run ng scripts and to target which script to run. Ganun. So, ayun. Any questions? Wale? Okay. So, we're still kind of good on time. So, meron tayong assignment since tapos na yung parang preliminary discussions natin regarding Solidity as a language and fundamentals for Solidity. So, dito naman, tawag dito, meron tayong assignment. So, this time, ito yung learning objectives natin. Sino ka gumawa nito? Napaghahalataan. Anyway, okay. Review naman to. So, proper naman yung content niya. So, gusto ko gumawa kayo ng smart contract or simple banking smart contract. So, syempre, sa bank, meron tayong transactions. Pero ang pinaka-basic out of all of them is check balance, get balance, deposit, and withdraw. So, gusto ko gumawa kayo ng smart function that simulates or mimics yung ganong transactions. So, ito, may specific instructions dito. So, gawa lang kayo ng smart contract. Can be named simple bank. Using mapping to store balances. At the same time, gagawa kayo ng functions to set balance, get balance, increase balance. So, ito, parang yun yung pag-deposit ng amount. And pag-decrease balance, yun yung pag-withdraw ng amount. So, itong smart contract na to, parang de-deploy nyo. Then, dapat possible siya or can be interactable through ABI Ninja. So, ito, para ma-imagine nyo, ito example. I've prepared it in advance. So, meron tayong functions or read and write functions. Actually, sige. Isa-isahin natin to. Ito, set balance. To set balance dun sa kung sino man yung nakakonect or yung sender ng message. So in this case, nag-set na ako ng balance ko kanina randomly. Pero try natin mag-connect ng different address. Disconnect, connect wallet. Wait lang. Switch ako ng account. Meron naman yung ano ko. Anyway, okay. Ayan. So currently, read natin. Ay, hindi pala. Ayan. Paste ko yung address ko. Read natin. It's 0. So, gawin ko, try natin yung increase balance. Lagyan natin ng 1. Deposit tayo. Okay. Ay, nag-read siya ng 1 kasi nag-deposit ako. Although may function ako to manually set balance. Necessary ba siya dito? Yeah, to be honest, same lang to. Set balance tsaka increase balance. So, you could name it either set balance or increase increase na lang siguro deposit. Gawin yun na lang yung term. I'll be editing the document later on to clarify instructions. So, ganun din. Set balance, same lang function na yan. Pero siguro, for example, decrease balance. Ayan, 1. So, wait lang natin kung mag-goes yung transaction. Okay na siya. So, pag dinread ko, back to 0. For example, gusto ko ulit siya i-decrease. Ngayon, nag-error na siya. Decrease balance reverted with the following reason. Insufficient balance. So, may error catcher tayo dito, pang-catch ng error na you can't withdraw more than your set balance or your remaining balance. For example, mag-set ako dito ng deposit tayo 100. Add natin. Read natin. Okay, nag-update siya 100. So, for example, mag-withdraw 150 kahit 100 lang ang balance ko. Magre-revert siya insufficient balance. So, plus points yan kapag may ganyan, error catcher. So, ayan. So, functions, requirement summary, matanggalin natin tong set balance. Kasi medyo redundant siya. It's the same with increase balance. So, ayan. Yun yung assignment nyo. To create a smart contract that simulates banking transactions. So, kailangan meron siyang deposit, check balance, then withdraw balance or withdraw amount. So, ayan. Any questions ba for today's, for your assignment? Okay, so ayan. Just like last time kasi parang kailangan mag-stop ng recording bago may mga nagtanong. So, okay. Recording is off kasi baka may nahihiya to ask and have their questions on recording. Saan po makikita recording for today's session? Okay. For today's session, check ko pa